Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to be doing a deep dive into atomic habits. I'm so excited to dig into this one. It's all about those tiny changes and how they lead to, well, pretty remarkable results.
Yeah, it's not about making huge, sweeping life changes, is it? It's about those little things that we do day in and day out.
Exactly. And, I'm thinking of, like, the British cycling team.
Oh, yeah, great example.
They were, like, obsessed with that 1% improvement.
Right, in everything.
Everything. And you think about it, 1%, it doesn't seem like much.
Doesn't sound like a lot, no.
But those marginal gains over time,
They add up.
they add up to Olympic gold.
Exactly.
So, the principle of compounding, it's not just about cycling. I mean,
No, not at all.
finances, relationships, health, like
It's everywhere.
it really is. But, it can be kind of tough, right? Because you put in all this effort
Yeah.
and you don't see immediate results.
Well, that's where we need to understand the plateau of latent potential, right?
Okay, tell me more about that.
Okay, so imagine you're learning a new language,
Yeah.
you're studying vocabulary, grammar, and for weeks you feel like you're not really making any progress.
Right. Yeah.
And then suddenly one day you can understand a conversation.
It clicks.
It clicks, right?
Yeah.
All that effort you put in suddenly crystallizes into a breakthrough.
Yeah. It's like those,
It's like the ice cube analogy.
yeah, the ice cube. Yeah.
You're putting in the heat, but it takes time to reach that melting point.
Yeah.
And then boom, change happens.
So how do we navigate that period
Right.
where we're putting in the work, but we don't see those results yet?
Yeah. It's a mental game, right? It's about shifting our focus from goals to systems.
Okay, I like that.
So goals are great for setting a direction, but it's the systems, the daily habits that actually get us there.
Oh, interesting.
So instead of obsessing over losing, 20 pounds, you focus on creating a system of healthy eating
Right.
and regular exercise.
So instead of the outcome,
Yeah.
we're creating the framework
The framework.
that's going to naturally get us there.
Exactly.
I like that.
And it takes the pressure off, right?
Right. Yeah.
Off the end goal.
Yeah.
You can enjoy the process.
Enjoy the process.
But it's even deeper than that.
Okay.
It's not just about doing the right things. It's about embodying the identity of the person you want to become.
Wait, so are you saying, like, if I want to be a writer,
Right.
I should just start acting like one,
Yeah.
even if I haven't, published a single word?
Think about it, right? Your habits shape your identity, and your identity then reinforces your habits.
Okay.
So if you consistently write every day, even if it's just for, a few minutes,
Yeah.
you start to see yourself as a writer.
Okay.
And that self-perception makes it easier to stick to the habit.
Wow.
It's a powerful thing.
It is a powerful thing. So then how do we actually turn these actions, these desired actions,
Right.
into ingrained habits?
Well, every habit, whether it's biting your nails or running a marathon, follows a 4-stage cycle: cue, craving, response, and reward.
Okay.
So let's break that down. The cue
Hmm.
triggers the brain
Yeah.
to initiate a behavior,
Okay.
like seeing your running shoes by the door.
Right. Yeah.
That's your cue.
And that triggers a craving?
Yes, the anticipation of the reward.
Yes.
So in that case, it might be that feeling of accomplishment after a good run,
Right.
or the stress relief it provides.
Okay.
That craving then leads to the response, the actual act of putting on your shoes and heading out for a run.
And then you get the reward, and it re-encourages the whole...
Exactly, and makes you more likely to repeat it.
Right. Okay.
So understanding these stages is crucial because we can actually manipulate them
Oh, okay.
to either build good habits or break bad ones.
I like it. Okay. So how do we use this to our advantage? How do we kind of hack the system a little bit?
Well, one powerful technique is called habit stacking,
Okay.
and that's where you leverage the momentum of an existing habit to trigger a new one.
Okay.
So for example, if you always make coffee first thing in the morning,
Yeah.
you could habit stack by meditating right after that.
Oh, okay. So you're linking the new habit
Yeah,
to something that you're already doing
that you already do.
every day. So it just kind of flows naturally.
Exactly. Makes it easier to stick. It's like building this chain reaction of positive habits.
Ooh, I like that.
Another one, and this is one of my favorites,
Okay.
is called temptation bundling.
Temptation bundle. Like
This is where you pair something that you want to do with something that you need to do.
Okay, give me an example.
Okay, so let's say you love listening to podcasts,
Okay, I'm with you.
but you really struggle to make time for exercise.
Oh, yeah.
You could bundle these two by only allowing yourself to listen to your favorite podcasts while working out.
Oh, that's smart.
Right.
So you're essentially bribing yourself
You are. It's a bribe.
with something that you enjoy
Yes.
to do something that you need to do.
You got it.
I like that.
It's all about making the process more appealing.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. Increasing that reward
Yeah.
that we talked about. And remember, we're aiming for those small, sustainable changes.
Small changes, right.
Small changes.
Yeah.
This leads us to the 2-minute rule.
Oh, yeah.
Have you heard of this one?
I have. I have.
This is all about making the initial step of a new habit ridiculously easy.
Okay. Yeah.
So instead of aiming for a 30-minute workout, tell yourself you'll just put on your workout clothes.
Just put on your workout clothes. Yeah.
Right. Once you've overcome that initial inertia, you're far more likely to keep going.
You're already there.
You're already there.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one. But how do we maintain that momentum, right? Because it's easy to get started.
Right.
But how do we make sure that we don't kind of fall back into those old patterns?
Well, that's where environment design comes in.
Oh, okay.
Think about it. We are creatures of habit,
We are.
right? And often unconsciously influenced by our surroundings.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to eat healthier, but your pantry is stocked with junk food,
Oh, yeah.
you're setting yourself up for failure.
You are. You are.
Right.
Yeah.
So make the cues for good habits obvious
Okay.
and the cues for bad habits invisible.
So it's about making like the path of least resistance
Yeah,
lead you towards the thing that you want. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's about consciously shaping your environment
Yeah.
to support your goals. So it might be as simple as putting a bowl of fruit on the counter
Oh, yeah.
or putting your gym bag by the door.
Yeah.
Little things like that.
It's like we're the architects
yes.
of our own lives.
We
Yeah.
are.
We're designing it to
Totally.
support those good habits.
Exactly. And like any good architect, you have to think about the foundation.
The foundation, yeah.
And the foundation here is your identity.
Or identity.
Who do you want to be?
Yeah.
What habits embody that identity?
That is a powerful question. So it's not just about doing the things, it's about
Becoming.
becoming that type of person.
Yeah.
But what about those times when willpower alone isn't enough?
Right.
You know, we've all been there. We hit those slumps.
We do.
What do we do?
Well, let's talk about some strategies for staying motivated and pushing through those moments of resistance. Well, one really powerful approach is to leverage the power of accountability.
Accountability, yeah.
It's like having that workout buddy,
Yeah.
somebody to keep you on track.
Keeps you motivated.
Yeah.
But you know what? If you can't find a workout buddy or someone to hold you accountable, like what are some other ways to kind of create that?
Well, habit contracts can be really, really effective.
Habit contracts, okay.
Yeah, and that's basically you outline your commitment, the consequences for not following through,
Oh, okay.
and then you share it with someone,
Oh, okay.
who holds you accountable.
So it's kind of putting some skin in the game.
It is.
Makes it feel more real.
It does. It adds a layer of seriousness, right?
Right? Yeah.
To your commitment. And even simple things like publicly announcing your goals.
Oh, interesting.
Or joining a community, right?
Okay.
With shared objectives can create that sense of accountability.
Yeah, because you're kind of, putting it out there.
You are.
Yeah.
You're letting people know.
Right.
And we are social creatures.
We are social creatures, yeah.
We care about what others think to some extent.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay, that's good. That's good. But what about, those days when you just feel completely drained?
Right.
And even the thought of starting
Ugh.
feels overwhelming.
That's when we bring in self-compassion.
Self-compassion. Okay.
It's being kind to yourself.
Yeah.
Treating yourself with that same understanding
Okay.
that you would offer a friend.
So instead of beating yourself up for like missing a workout or, slipping up on your diet, you're just like,
Acknowledge it and move forward.
yeah, okay. Okay.
It's recognizing that setbacks are normal.
Normal, yeah.
Part of the process,
Yeah.
not a sign of failure.
Right.
And remember, progress isn't always linear.
It's not. It's not. No.
There will be days that you take 2 steps forward, 1 step back.
That's okay.
It happens. It's normal.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of reassuring
It is.
to know that because I think we get so caught up in thinking, oh, we got to be perfect every single day.
Yes. And that's just not realistic.
It's not realistic, and it can be paralyzing,
Absolutely. It can be.
But if we embrace the ups and downs, it's like, okay, that's part of the journey.
Part of it. It's
Right.
going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And it's in those moments of perceived failure
Okay, yeah.
that we learn the most valuable lessons.
Yeah.
It's about reframing
Okay.
those experiences as opportunities for growth,
Oh, I like that.
not reasons to quit.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So how do we turn those setbacks into fuel for progress then?
Right.
How do we kind of shift our mindset from like defeat to determination?
Well, one technique that I find really helpful is to analyze those slip-ups,
Okay.
not to dwell on them,
Right.
but to understand the triggers,
Okay.
to identify the patterns.
So it's kind of becoming a habit detective almost.
Yes.
Figuring out what happened
Exactly.
so that you can avoid it next time.
You got it.
Okay, I like that.
And taking that curious, objective approach
Right.
rather than getting stuck in self-criticism.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So, ask your guys, what was the cue?
Right.
What was the craving? Was the reward worth it?
Oh, that's good. Yeah, yeah, because then you can kind of look at it
Objectively.
objectively, yeah, remove some of that emotion from it.
Exactly.
Okay? But what if you've identified the pattern? And it's like really challenging.
Yeah.
What if it's something that feels almost impossible to shake
Right.
that you've been doing for, years?
That's when it can be helpful
Okay.
to enlist some professional support.
Oh, okay.
Whether it's a therapist, a coach, a mentor,
Okay.
having someone to guide you through that process can make all the difference.
So it's okay to ask for help?
It's more than okay. It's a sign of strength,
Yeah.
not weakness,
Yeah.
to acknowledge that you need support.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think too, it's important to remember that even with the best intentions, the best strategies,
Right.
change takes time.
It does.
It
It does.
it's a marathon,
Marathon, not a sprint.
not a sprint.
Exactly. It's about consistently showing up,
Right.
even when you don't feel like it,
Oh, yeah.
and trusting
Right.
that those small steps you take each day will lead to those remarkable results.
They will. I love that. So we've talked about accountability, self-compassion, even seeking professional support. What about, those of us who just feel stuck?
Right.
We're kind of spinning our wheels and we're not making any progress.
That's where I think the concept of finding your zone of genius comes in.
Zone of genius. Okay.
It's about identifying those areas
Yeah.
where you naturally excel,
Okay.
where effort feels effortless,
Okay.
and results come easily.
So aligning your habits
Yes.
with your strengths and your passions.
Absolutely. When you're operating
Yeah.
in your zone of genius, you are more likely to experience that flow.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
The flow state.
That state of deep engagement.
Yeah.
Where time flies by
Yeah.
and you are completely absorbed in what you're doing.
Yeah. It's amazing. It's like you find that sweet spot, right?
You do.
Where your passion and your skills just kind of interstep.
Come together.
And it's magic.
It's magic.
But, it's not always obvious,
Yeah.
right?
No, it takes some introspection.
Okay.
And some experimentation.
Okay.
So start by reflecting on those activities that energize you, that
Yeah.
you lose yourself in, that
Yeah.
you're naturally drawn to.
So pay attention to those moments.
Yes.
Where you're like, oh, I'm totally engaged here.
Yes.
I didn't even know where the time went.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Those are clues
Okay.
to your unique strengths and passions. And don't be afraid to try new things.
Right.
Step outside your comfort zone a little bit.
Okay.
Explore different possibilities.
So it's a process of discovery.
It is.
It's paying attention and being open
You got it.
to new things. Okay.
And your zone of genius can evolve over time.
Oh, okay.
As you learn and grow,
Yeah.
your interests and abilities may shift.
Right.
And that's okay.
It's okay. Yeah, it's about kind of embracing that journey, not clinging to
Right.
one fixed destination.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that. But what if we find ourselves getting bored
Right.
or complacent with our habits?
Yeah.
Even the ones that used to bring us joy. How do we keep things fresh?
Right. That's where this principle of continuous improvement comes in.
Continuous improvement. Okay.
It's about consistently seeking ways
Yeah.
to challenge yourself,
Okay.
to refine your systems,
Okay.
and push beyond that comfort zone.
So it's about kind of embracing the idea that we're always a work in progress.
Yes,
You know,
you got it.
there's always room
There is.
for growth and improvement.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Maintaining that growth mindset, embracing those challenges
Right.
as opportunities to learn and expand your abilities.
So how do we actually implement that? How do we keep things
Right.
interesting and not fall into a rut?
Well, let's dive into some specific strategies
Okay.
and some examples. So one strategy is to incorporate this concept of habit shaking.
Habit shaping. Okay.
It's like leveling up in a video game.
Okay.
So once you've mastered that basic habit, you gradually increase the difficulty or complexity.
So if I'm meditating for 5 minutes every day,
Right.
I might try bumping it up to 10.
Exactly. It's about pushing your boundaries, right?
Yeah.
And continually seeking growth.
Growth. Okay.
And it doesn't have to be this drastic leap.
Right.
Even small increments can lead to significant progress over time.
So it's about building on kind of that foundation that you've already created.
Yes.
And just taking those small steps to get to the next level.
Exactly. And remember, progress isn't always linear.
Right.
We've talked about that. There will be plateaus.
Plateaus, yeah.
Setbacks along the way.
Yeah.
It's about embracing those challenges as part of the process,
Okay.
not a reason to quit.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Speaking of setbacks, How do we deal with those moments of failure?
Yeah.
Because, they happen.
They do. They do.
How do we avoid getting discouraged
Right.
and just like throwing in the towel?
Well, one technique that I find helpful is to reframe your perspective on failure.
Okay.
Instead of viewing it as this like negative thing,
Hmm.
see it as valuable data.
Oh, okay, data.
Yeah, right. So analyze what went wrong,
Right,
not to dwell on it,
right.
but to learn from it.
So kind of like, what can we take away from this?
Yes. What can you learn
Yeah,
from this experience?
yeah.
How can you adjust your approach to avoid making the same mistake again?
Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's kind of like a mindset shift.
It is.
Instead of being like, oh, I failed, it's like, okay, what did I learn?
Yes. What can you take away
Yeah.
that will make you better next time?
Okay. I like that. I like that.
And remember, even the most successful people
Oh, yeah,
experience setbacks.
they do.
It's not about avoiding failure.
Right.
It's about how you respond to it.
How you respond, yeah.
Do you let it derail you, or do you use it as fuel to propel you forward?
I like that. So it's about that resilience, right?
It is.
That ability to kind of bounce back from those tough times.
Yeah, and that resilience is built
Okay.
by focusing on your strengths.
Your strengths. Okay.
Those areas where you naturally excel.
Which brings us back to the zone of genius,
It does.
right?
Yeah.
It's about aligning
Aligning, yeah.
those habits with your natural talents and passions.
Yes. When you're operating in your zone of genius,
Yeah.
effort feels effortless
Okay.
and results come more easily.
Right. It's like you're tapping into this hidden source of energy and motivation.
You are.
Yeah. So how do we cultivate that? How do we cultivate that flow, that feeling of just like being in the zone?
One key is to set clear intentions
Okay.
and focus on one task at a time.
Okay. So no multitasking.
Multitasking sounds productive,
Yeah.
but it often leads to like scattered attention,
Yeah.
diluted results.
It's like you're not really fully present
No.
with any of
You're
it.
not giving your full attention to anything.
Right. Right. Okay. So it's about being present
Yes.
in the moment,
Yeah.
engaged in whatever it is you're doing,
Absolutely.
whether it's, writing a report or having a conversation,
Exactly.
giving it your full attention.
And that ties into mindfulness, right?
Mindfulness, yeah.
Being aware of your thoughts, your feelings without judgment,
Okay,
and bringing your attention back to the present moment.
right. So it's a practice.
It is a practice.
It's not something you just achieve overnight.
No,
Okay.
it's something you cultivate over time.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
And the more you practice it,
Yeah.
the easier it becomes
Okay,
to access that state of flow,
right. I like that.
that effortless engagement.
Wow, this has been such an amazing deep dive.
It has.
We've covered so much.
We have. We've covered a lot.
From, the science of habit formation to the importance of mindset,
It's self-awareness.
self-awareness.
So much good stuff.
It really is.
Yeah.
Well, before we wrap up, is there one key takeaway
Ooh.
that you want our listeners to remember?
I think the biggest thing is just to remember that the journey of transformation
Yeah.
begins with a single step.
Okay.
What small atomic habit can you implement today
Oh, yeah.
that will set you on that path toward, a more fulfilling and meaningful life?
That's a powerful question.
It
It really
is.
is.
It is.
It's a reminder that we have the power to shape our lives.
You do.
One small habit at a time.
You got it.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the world of atomic habits. We'll see you next time.